Whoa! Hi everyone. So let's give it a minute for you guys to join in. Shall I just quickly message a few of you in case you're online? Is any of you still there? So I can see. Let's have a look. Let's just quickly post a few. So hi everyone, it's Louis from the southwest UK and near Bristol. And I am a lifelong Elvis fan. Let's just remind a few of you in case you've fallen asleep. Any of you still there? Let's have a look. Quickly message just a few of you. So thanks for joining in on the live. Hi Nadia. Thanks for joining in on that live, which was come on, you gotta laugh, guys. Nadia, did you think the live was funny? Right, I'm just telling everyone I'm live. Actually, from that live, someone sent me a message called Ness, and they sent me a picture, an old 1978 news clip. I'm going to read it to you in a minute. From that live. I don't know who Ness is. Ness, are you watching now? Hi. Or, ooh, what happened on the live? Laugh out loud. Hi, Kat. Kat, were you on the live? Hi, Sue. Sue. We've got, who else we got? We've got Gio. Morning, Gio. Patricia. Morning. We have Colleen and Monica. Morning, Colleen. Morning, Monica. So I thought the live was hilarious. I just thought it's so funny. You guys, you've picked up what I'm doing on the lives. The whole point of the lives is to expand the channel and pull some people in. That live, listen to this, guys. That live had 21,000 views. Sue, Nadia, Gio, Kat, 21,000 views. Doesn't that just drive you mad? And 110 subscribers. 110 subscribers. Now, bearing in mind, I only get about 10 subscribers a day. So we had 110 subscribers in an hour. 21,000 views. Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't care what they say. I literally don't care what they say. But if you look, now remember, 110 subscribers. So that means they are the... Yes? Okay, do you want me to make some toast? Or do you want your nana? Tino's here. I'm going to get him a banana. Thanks, Kat. I laugh. I tell you what, they put a smile on my face. Those lives. Let me get him a banana.
No, a bagel.
But no, we don't have bagel. I can do your honey toast.
No,
Make your mind up. Yeah, I'll take the crust off. You'll like it.
No. I want sugar on a block.
All right, I'll do that as well. I'll do your toast and I'll do you.
I don't want sugar. I don't want toast.
All right. Okay. Right. Let me just quickly sort him out. So, wave to the subscribers. We said hello, Tino. So remember, 110 people subscribed. Yeah. Well, they must be Elvis fans, I would say. I would say that the... Right, let me just put this for you. I would say to subscribe to my channel, you're going to be an Elvis fan, I would say. Right, here's your nana, I'll cut it up for you. I'm going to do some toast as well.
I love cider.
So, guys, I would say that if you're going to subscribe to this channel... All right, I get your thought. If you're going to subscribe to this channel, I would say that they are probably Elvis fans, because I know that we have all the negative stuff that is being said, you know, in the phone live streams. But in between, there are people that are agreeing with us and that are Elvis fans. Did you find that? Yeah, Sylvester Stallone. Yo, Rocky. Adrian. So I actually love Rocky. I think Rocky's brilliant.
Can you give me fork?
Huh? Right. Least for her, Prime. Least for her, Prime. Tina, should we sing a Rocky song?
Yeah.
Do-do-do, 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 huh?
Wet.
What's wet?
Yeah.
All right, did you just spill your drink?
No.
It's all right, guys. So,
I didn't.
guys, I have found a video of one of the Stanley brothers. I got a few clips off it, and I thought you'd like it. So let me just sort Tino out with his toast. Right, 1 second. So I found a very rare video. It's only short, and I thought it was very interesting. And in that Stanley Brothers interview, there is one of Elvis's ex-co-stars. I think her name was Janet Leigh. I think. Right, let's have a look. So we'll have a little chat first, and then I'll start playing some clips. Right, let me just sort him out. Right, Tina, I put honey on it for you. Okay, sort him out. Okay, guys, so let's put a plate on for him. My wife is a school teacher today. She's got 2 jobs. Right, I'll put it all here for you, Tino, and your drinks there. So, right, okay, let's keep it tidy. Should we just keep it tidy for the wife? Keep things tidy. Keep things tidy for the wife. You don't have to do that now, but you might want it later. It's got honey. It's sugary. I put sugar on it. Tino, I put some sugar on it, even though sugar's bad for you. There's sugar on that toast. You might like it. Okay. Well, we haven't got chicken nuggets, right? Right. Right. We've got to be quiet now because I want to talk. Right, you got a fork? Let me get him a fork. Right, come on, let me sit down because I want to go through things with the people. Right, here we go, fork. Right. Right, turn it down as well, please. Right, guys, I don't know if you heard me. I found some little clips for you with the Stanley brother and one of Elvis's co-stars way back in the early 80s, yeah, I would say mid-80s. Could have been 90s, but I thought it was quite interesting. I'm going to show you that, and I want to still go over more of the, you know, we were watching the Priscilla Presley video with Barbara Walters. I wanted to go over that with you guys as well. Yeah, he's okay at the moment. At the moment, we'll see. So let's have a look. Right, yeah, Rocky. They were saying I look like Sylvester Stallone. I'm a Rocky fan, definite. So you can tell by the vest. Shh. Right, let's have a look here. Banana and peanut butter is nice, fried in butter, but only once a week. Yeah, yeah. Let's have a look. Now, what is my opinion on that? It could be worse, couldn't it? You could eat something worse than that, as long as you use real butter. Right, some people just like to cause problems, nothing better to do with their time. Cat, don't worry about it. Don't let the trolls wind you up. They challenge me. I like it. They say stuff, and then I have to use my brain to find a way to disagree with them and change their mind and prove them wrong. So it's good. Let's all have a good day. Hi, Rosemary. Hope you're well. What about Elvis being a warlock? Some of Elvis's band members said that he believed in healing with hands and prayer. You mean Reiki? Yeah, I know about Reiki. I did a Reiki course 6 years ago. I actually believe in Reiki. You know, like the chakras and the healing of hands. I actually believe in it. I don't. I actually do Reiki on myself and on my kids. It works. Right, let's have a look. Right, okay. I don't know about him being a warlock though. It's just a spiritual way of healing, isn't it? It's you know, it does work. Yeah, it definitely works. I do. If my kids get a bruise, I put my hands together and I just rest my hands gently on the bruise, and you give it a few minutes. My hands go warm, their leg goes warm, and their pain eases. It works. Anyway, so right. So I'm going to show you these clips. So anyway, yeah, but it's just something to laugh at, isn't it, Nadia? It's something to laugh at. What? Come on, if they didn't like it, we wouldn't have got 110 subscribers. There's no way 110 people are subscribing to this channel unless they liked something about what we were saying and how you guys were all. A few of you jumped in defending Elvis, so we were doing it together, weren't we? Come on. And Nadia, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I actually find the phone lives quite exciting. I find them quite exhilarating. And you can see that I just keep saying the same stuff over and over again. I keep repeating myself over and over again because all I'm really trying to do is pull in the members, pull in the subscribers. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Because it's almost like I'm advertising our channel. I'm saying, here we are. Please join, please subscribe. Yeah, and it's working. And that one we just did was the highest views. It was over 21,000 views, and that's the most we've had so far on the live stream. So I saw it as a massive success, to be honest with you. So I will quickly read this to you. So just after the live, someone sent this to me. So it's to do with Priscilla. It says it's a 1978 news clip. Most of you know what I'm going to read, but I do think that person called Ness, and thank you, Ness, if you're ever watching, went out of her way to message this to me on Instagram, and I thought, oh, I'll read it out. And it's just to do with the divorce settlement. So when the divorce settlement first came out, it was kept a secret. This is the second divorce settlement. So it says here, Memphis 10, Priscilla Presley has won a $750,000 divorce claim against the estate of Elvis Presley. Hi, Colleen. So, Colleen, someone just we did a phone live, and then someone sent me this clip, and I thought, even though we do know about it, I thought I'll quickly read it out. And it talks about the second divorce settlement. I'll quickly read it to you. However, details of the agreement were kept secret by probate judge Joseph Evans. D. Beecher Smith II, attorney for the estate for the late singer, said the agreement was sealed out of respect for the parties. So the divorce settlement was kept a secret and sealed. So then he declined to elaborate. No, you're going to be quiet. God, you're so cheeky. So let's have a look. So it was sealed out of respect. He declined to elaborate, but it is not uncommon for divorce settlements to be kept secret by the courts. Among other things, Mr. Presley had asked for half the money received from the sale of furnishings. So Priscilla wanted half of the money for the sale of furnishings of a couple of the Los Angeles homes, 5% of the stock in Elvis Presley Music Incorporated, which I think we know about. And the other Music Incorporated company was called White Haven Music Incorporated. So she got 5% of White Haven Music Incorporated. So there's two music companies. she demanded 5% of the royalties. And then it was 4,000 monthly spousal support for education of Lisa Marie, who was 9 years old at the time. Thanks, Nicolette. Thanks for your comments. And then we've got an exception to Mrs. Presley's claim filed by Vernon Presley, executor of his son's estate, that said that prior to his death, Elvis A. Presley is believed to have complied with the provisions of the interlocutory judgment of dissolution of the marriage, and that he had provided through life insurance proceeds under his last will and testament most adequately for his minor child. Presley and Priscilla Bueller were married in Las Vegas in 1967 and divorced in 1973. So that was sent to me just after the live stream. We know about this. This is in the divorce documents, the second ones for the second divorce. Now, if you're new to this channel, guys, I'm quickly going to say, if you're new, please subscribe. If you want to become a member, please hit the member button. It's only £1 a month. It's nothing. It's pennies. And just quickly to let you know that the newest member is... The newest member is Nicolette. Nicolette, welcome to our memberships. Welcome to our family. Welcome to our channel. You're so welcome. We love your comments. And I'm so happy that you're learning. And then we've obviously got Deborah Diggs is quite new. And Hidden Minds, who has his own Elvis channel on YouTube, Hidden Minds. These are the latest members. We now have 29 members. So I'm happy with that, guys. Please subscribe. But anyway, as I was saying, let me just quickly read your comments because I've got a few things to show you. There was 9 pages in the divorce settlement. Pages were missing, and that Priscilla wanted no one to see, but Rhonda got those pages, and it wasn't easy, but she got it blown away when she looked over it. No, I've watched... Nadia, watch it. It's on Rhonda's channel, Presley Mania. I've watched it a few times. Very interesting. Yeah, you got to watch it. I mean, I will say this: these divorce documents are a bit boring, so you are sat there a bit like, oh, boring. But then there's a few highlights that are good. And Rhonda's channel is amazing. Highly recommend Presley Mania. So I just stumbled on some clips. I want to go through them one at a time. I am going to try and keep the lives to an hour. It's a bit sunnier today. I want to take Tino out. Because you're seeing Mummy today. Right. So I found an old interview from 1987. I just picked out a few clips from it. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Terry Wogan. Now, this is Terry Wogan. He's a very highly respected interviewer. He was a journalist, but he also was a DJ on the radio. And he's interviewing one of the Stanley brothers, but he's also interviewing, I think her name is Janet Leigh, I think, one of Elvis's co-stars. I think there's 4 little clips, and I'm going to play them to you. Yeah, the Irish guy, that's right. Yeah, Rhonda is brilliant. She's spot on. Okay, let's play it. Let's make sure it's going to work first. Right, now, I'm going to play it, then comment after. Okay?
That is quite extraordinary. Oh no. I was absolutely quite shocked that out of all the leading men I'd ever starred opposite, or you didn't start with Elvis, I mean, co-starred with Elvis. Elvis was star, of course, but I mean, he never actually tried to pull me, chat me up. One day I said to him,
What's the matter with me?
yeah, I mean, don't you fancy her? Everybody, so he said, listen, baby, I mean, I said, I know you're being faithful to Priscilla and all that sort of thing. He said, oh, no, baby, I mean, I respect you and Priscilla far too much for anything like that. I went, oh, I have to think about that one. I had to go away and think about that. I was really serious And I read in the paper the other day that, in fact, apparently he only slept with Priscilla once. So, I mean, I was pretty good.
So, I think, is her name Janet Leigh? Let me just double check. Now the reason. Let me just pause it. Now the reason I showed that clip is because she is clearly saying that she was the co-star on one of his films. I'm going to find out which one in a minute, and that Elvis did not come on to her. So I have found proof that Elvis didn't try and come on to every co-star that he worked with, because this is one of the lies that is said, that Elvis was trying to have sex with every person he worked with. She has said no. She even says that Elvis wanted to be faithful to Priscilla in that clip. So on my phone live stream, I've always said that once Elvis got engaged in December 1966, and then through the pregnancy in 77, up until Lisa Marie was born on the 1st of February 1968, I've always said that I think he was faithful for that little time. So yeah, just before she had the affair with Steve Peck, I think he was faithful for that little slim time. 66, 67, end of 66, all of 67, while she was pregnant, and the beginning of the birth. So when Lisa Marie was first born, I think Elvis was faithful. Now that interview, I'll play it again. That interview, I don't know how well you can hear it because it's not very clear, but she says that she was his co-star, and he did not come on to her.
No, I mean, no. Oh no. I was absolutely quite shocked that out of all the leading men I'd ever starred opposite, or you didn't start with Elvis. I mean, you co-starred with Elvis. Elvis was the star, of course. But I mean, he never actually tried to pull me, chat me up. One day I said to him,
What's the matter with me?
yeah, I mean, don't you fancy her? Everybody. So he said, listen, baby, I mean, I said, I know you're being faithful to Priscilla and all that sort of thing. He said, oh, no, baby. I mean, I respect you and Priscilla far too much for anything like that. I went, oh, I have to think about that one. I had to go away and think about that. And I was really
See, so
I read in the paper the other day that, in fact,
well, I see that as proof that Elvis doesn't try and have sex with all his co-stars. I also see it as proof that there was a time when Elvis was being faithful to Priscilla. So when I say it on the phone lives, I've got a bit of proof. Now, I'm interested to know what film. I think is that Janet Leigh? Does anyone know the name of that woman? Let's have a look. Or Janet Leigh's daughter, maybe. Let's have a look. No, it's not Janet Leigh. Let me see if I can get her name up. The name of that co-star. Does anyone know who that co-star was? Yeah. So it's not her. And I know about Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis's daughter. I mean, Janet Leigh was Tony Curtis's wife. Sorry. Suzanne Leigh. Thank you, CKC. Remind me your name. Right, so let's have a look. So Suzanne Leigh. All right, Suzanne Leigh. Let's see. I'll put Elvis film. See which one comes up. Paradise, Hawaii. Is that right? Does that sound right to you? Oh yeah, there's an interview here. I'm learning something new here because I don't know anything about Suzanne Leigh. So a quick So it says here, Suzanne Leigh was the Kate Winslet of her day, a beautiful British young actress who made it big in Hollywood. In her heyday, she starred opposite Elvis Presley and Tony Curtis and stepped out with Steve McQueen. Let's have a look. Her other beaux included Patrick Litchfield, Richard Harris, Michael Caine. As well as the 60s, she lived a champagne lifestyle mixed with beautiful people and drove a Rolls Royce. She was presented to the Queen at the Royal Command performance. And she was born in 1945 on 26th of July. Leigh grew up in Berkshire. She made many British productions, and the film she played opposite Elvis Presley in Paradise, Hawaii in 1966. She and Elvis were allowed to meet only on the set to avoid any hint of scandal. So look, you guys, what did I say to you? Look, I didn't know this. 1966. I have said that when Elvis decided to get engaged to Priscilla in December 1966, yeah. Right, just use the TV. Remember, I've always said that Elvis, when he got engaged in 66 December and 67 and January and February in 68, he was faithful. And I think that's proof. Proof. What do you think, guys? Do you agree? Because he has refused to get with the co-star, Suzanne Leigh, at bang on 1966, and she has said it in her own words on an interview to the world. So this is my proof that Elvis for 2 years was faithful. Okay, yeah, but not with that, like that. No, you're going to do it quietly. Right, there you go. Right, so hold that. So what do you think, guys? Do you class that? It says 1966. So I think that's proof. What do you think? Yeah. The girl who never... Yeah, so Galimera. Hi, Sulla. Are you okay? Sulla, are you in England yet? Or are you still in Nicosia? So guys, do you agree that that is proof that that interview I just showed you, she admits that Elvis did not try and chat her up and Elvis was faithful to Priscilla? Come on, proof. I mean, I could go on a bit more about it, but yeah. And let's have a look. So it's called, what's it called again? It's called Paradise, Hawaii. Let's see if we can get it up. Sue, I do think that. I think once engaged in December 66 that he committed, but I also think that when he caught her being unfaithful with the dance instructor, no, turn it down, Steve Peck, no, all the way. Once he caught her with the dance instructor, Steve Peck, the 39-year-old man, I think he might have been a bit of a film producer or something. Then he went back to his old ways, because that's when he meets Susan Henning on Love a Little, Live a Little, and on the 68 comeback, yeah? So I think 67, early 68, late 66, Elvis was faithful. That's my opinion, guys. Oh, yeah, no, I know about Shauna. I know she's doing a live special with Mindy Miller, as an interview with Mindy Miller. And Shauna's channel is brilliant. Highly recommend it. I know that didn't they used to do it together with Rhonda? They had a joint channel and then they went their own ways. They're still friends as far as I can see. All right, Nick. I don't know. Steve Peck is Gregory Peck's son. I don't know. I'll look that up. Nicolette, I'll look that up. I'd like to know if that's true, actually, because I can't find anything about him. I've tried to look up Steve Peck, and the only thing you find is his age. He was a very tall man, and he was 39. I'll Google it. Who was Gregory Peck's son? Let's have a look. No. Oh, yeah. There's two. There is a Stephen Peck and there is a Tony Peck. Now, I don't know if that's the same Stephen Peck. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, I'm going to click on it and see what comes up, guys. Stephen Peck, who felt gratified that his father built a strong relationship with his grandson Ethan. Now, I'm just seeing if there's any mention of Priscilla. Let's have a look. Just going to scan down there. I can't see. Do you know what? It's very possible, Nicolette. No, it's not saying it here. Let's go back a bit. No, I'm going to have to spend some time. Here we go. Right, Los Angeles born. Right, it's a picture here. Now, I don't know. Let's have a look. I wonder if it will say. So, Hollywood Dream worked in the film industry. Oh, well, actually, it could be him, Nicolette, because it does say that he was a film producer. Knew his heart was another place. Everyone is surprised to find out about my father, Gregory Peck, and they feel as many of. Right, okay, Peck. Right. He was drafted into the U.S. Marine Corps in 1968 after college. I didn't volunteer, and Uncle Sam called me to serve. Maybe it's not him then. So let's have a look. So says when he because he's not a dance instructor. No, it's not him. It's not him because he was a dance instructor, wasn't he? Okay, moving on. Right, let's play the next clip. Colleen. I don't think it's him. I loved Gregory Peck. I thought Gregory Peck was a brilliant actor. I loved his films. So, right, I got my tea, guys. Right, let's play the next clip. It's still with the Stanley brother. Let's have a look.
Drug takers, I mean.
Right, I think this is to do with the drugs. And I just wanted to... Every time I'm finding things out that are, to me, clearing Elvis's name, I'm recording it and I'm going to play it to you guys.
Elvis was one of the least drug takers. I mean, in the 60s when I was there, if you don't mind me putting it, I mean, my goodness, I mean, Elvis really, I mean, no way.
Well, anyway,
so you see that? It was very quick, guys. But she says that, don't forget, she worked with him in 66, that he hardly ever took any drugs. He basically took sleeping tablets and boosters to boost his energy, and that was it. I'll just play it again because it's such a short clip. But she says he was one of the least drug takers, and the other movie stars were taking a lot more drugs.
Elvis was one of the least drug takers. I mean, in the 60s when I was there, if you don't mind me putting it, I mean, my goodness, I mean, Elvis really, I mean, no way.
See? And I like that. And I like that. I like that because I personally think in the early years, I said this in the live stream, I personally think that Elvis really was taking some uppers to give him some energy, which was completely normal in the 60s and 70s. And I think he definitely was taking sleeping tablets because he had seriously bad insomnia. But that was it, guys. Elvis was not a druggie. If you look at Elvis's, how Elvis looks through the 50s and 60s and early 70s, so up until about 74, he doesn't look like a druggie. He looks very well. If you watch his later rehearsal videos, he's not a druggie. He looks excellent. He looks slim, tanned, and healthy. He looks very coherent and very clear, and he just looks extremely healthy. And that is all through the 60s, all through the early 70s, up to 74. Now, all through the 60s, he makes 31 films, isn't it? Yeah. And I'll tell you what, he looks brilliant. He looks really healthy. He looks very alert. He obviously had to learn all his lines whilst making all these movies. And I just think anyone that thinks Elvis was a druggie through the 50s and 60s and up to 74 are wrong. And that is proof. Now, Stanley, his stepbrother, I think was unfair to Elvis in the earlier years. I think his interviews show Elvis as a bit of a druggie, and I think he's unfair. The truth is, when Elvis did start taking more medication, and I think he goes on to say that in a minute, it's because he was very unwell. He even says that he thinks Elvis may have had colon cancer. So let's just listen to the next.
One of the least drug takers. I mean,
Right, we're gonna.
In 1972, Elvis was very hot. His concerts were unbelievable throughout the States. Yeah. But in 1974 and 75, there was a slow decline physically. And because of his grueling schedule on tour, he got involved in medication prescribed by physicians. And he would take 1 or 2 to sleep, 1 or 2 to wake up, which was fine with a grueling schedule like Presley had. But because of a physician who felt that there was money to be made, instead of pulling back, he gave him more and more and more. Use went to abuse. And again, the physician didn't take the care or the time to say, Elvis, you need to back off, you need to slow down. Instead, more and more and more. And it's been written, this is no big surprise that Elvis got involved in heavy drugs, some 5,000.
So he basically says that taking sleeping tablets and uppers because of his heavy work schedule, obviously because he's a film star or doing tours, was completely normal. And I say this to you now, guys. Come on, a lot of people take sleeping tablets. A lot of people. I don't, but my brother does sometimes. It doesn't make him a druggie. I think a lot of people take tablets to wake them up as well during the day. I don't, but some people do. It doesn't make them druggies. It does not make them a drug addict. So, and I personally don't think Elvis was into heavy drugs until he got unwell. I agree. Once he started getting serious health conditions because of the alpha-1 gene, because his grandparents were first cousins, he had liver, heart, colon, constipation, high blood pressure, high blood sugar. When he started getting very unwell, when he was in his late 30s, I completely agree that he was taking a lot of medication. But what's wrong with that? How many people now that watch my channel who are over 50, over 60, over 70, over 80 are on medication? It doesn't make them drug addicts. It just means that they're unwell and they need medication. So I really feel that I'm proving that Elvis was not a drug addict. But yes, he was very unwell. Let me just read some of your comments quickly. So where are we? So CK, Suzanne Leigh is a big defender of Elvis. She wrote a book. Google Joe Crine interview. Or I'll take a picture of that with Suzanne Leigh. It's a must here for an interview. All right, I will definitely. Thanks, CKC. Remind me of your name. I forgot it. So, if possible, anyone could CKC, could you put your name in your title so that we know your name when you come live? I just think then we can all talk to you by first name. Anyway, so I'll look that up. So there's a very good interview on Google with Joe Crine and Suzanne Leigh. It's a must here for phone interview. Thank you. So I just looked up Priscilla. Yes, it is Mark. She does use the name Mark in the book. Thanks, Colleen. The divorce messed up because he took more pills than to numb the pain. The divorce messed up. Maybe he took too than he needed. Then no, Nadia, no, because I'm going to disagree with you. The longer you take meds, the more you need to take them for them to work. Yes, I agree with that point. That as your body gets used to them, you want more. But no, Nadia. Remember, the divorce happened. Really, the divorce was 71 because she had a year-long affair in 71 with Mike Stone, secretly behind Elvis's back, right? 72, she demanded the divorce. I've heard it was the end of 71 that she asked for the divorce, but let's say 72. Now, Elvis wasn't a druggie in 68, 69, 70, 71. He was taking uppers and he was taking maybe sleeping tablets. So I don't agree that he used pills to numb him at all. I do think that as he got unwell, so after 73, definitely he had serious problems with his health, serious problems with pain, serious problems with constipation. And yes, I understand what you're saying. He might have been very upset or depressed or heartbroken and tried to numb things out using the tablets. Is that your point, Nadia, that you're saying that when things started to affect him and he was unwell, that he would also use painkillers to numb himself, to sort of take away the grief of the divorce? But I get that. But don't forget, he was with Linda Thompson, and Elvis really liked Linda Thompson at first. I think the first year Elvis was with Linda Thompson, he was quite happy with her. But I do agree, after the first year, he grew weary of her. And who knows? Nadia, it's possible that he was on antidepressants, isn't it? Because I do think Elvis went through phases where he did miss Priscilla. I do think that happened, where he didn't like the fact that the family had broke up, that Lisa Marie didn't have mum and dad home. I do think that was an issue for him. I'm not going to disagree. I do think Elvis sometimes felt that he still loved Priscilla. I have to be fair like that. So obviously he couldn't have her. And when you can't have someone, you want them more, don't you? I think. Elvis not have to prove anything to anybody. Read Anne, but always. Yeah, I've heard Anne-Marie's book. It's amazing. Thanks, Teresa. Being an addict and being dependent are two different things. Yeah, I see your point, Colin, but I still think that he was so unwell, like his liver, his lungs, his heart, his colon, his constipation, his high blood pressure, his high blood sugar, his glaucoma, this alpha-1 gene that he'd inherited from his grandparents. That is why he was on all these pills, over 40 a day. Now, did he abuse painkillers? Did he abuse sleeping tablets? Did he abuse uppers? I expect so. I'm not going to whitewash Elvis and say he was an angel. He probably did take too many pills, probably did take too many uppers and painkillers and sleeping tablets. But remember, we're talking about a very desperate man who, after 1973, had started to become very unwell. And Elvis felt that he'd lost control of his body and his body was giving up on him. He knew he had to carry on doing these 3 shows a day in Vegas. So he was desperately trying to get through each day. I agree. The last 2 years, maybe the last 3 years, every day was a battle for Elvis. I completely believe that. And the medication had just taken over. And Elvis had lost control with the medication towards the end. I agree. But the doctors, like Dr. Nick, were just desperately trying to do anything they could to keep him going, to get him through the day. Some people even say that the medication kept him alive for longer. Some people say that the medication, if it wasn't for the medication, he may have died sooner. So it's very sad, very sad. Right. So I believe that he was probably on antidepressants, Colleen, definitely. He wouldn't stay with anyone more than 5 years because they then became common law wife. I'd want proof of that, Sue. I'd want to really know that, yeah? Because is that a hint that you feel that him and Linda Thompson split up? Because I think they were together for 4 years. But my memory even helped, saved his life a few times. Medication. She didn't see herself having children with Elvis, being unfaithful. That's the other thing I've heard. Linda Thompson knew Elvis was being unfaithful, and she knew that Elvis couldn't be faithful. This is what she has said in her interviews. Said, Priscilla divorced. We met as friends and parted as friends in 68. She said a secret affair and they're friends. No way. Elvis was civil. Marie, I repeat, Elvis was civil. Elvis was so scared. It took. All right, go on then. Go and eat your toast I made you. It's very. I don't think it was about money and Lisa Marie. It's just my opinion. Let's have a look. Now, do I think Elvis doesn't mean they were friends? Years Priscilla was pushing to be with him. Then he finally gives it and marries her on him, and that's enough to mess. That's about Colleen, yes. He taught through the engagement, through the pregnancy, when Lisa Marie was first born, and she threw it in his face by having an affair with Steve Peck, and then very quickly going off with Mike Stone. Says it all, doesn't it? Well, I don't know if close is the right word. I think Elvis knew what side his bread was buttered. So Elvis knew that if he was going to maintain a very close friendship and relationship with his daughter, Lisa Marie, he had to stay in there with Priscilla Presley. I think Elvis was clever. He knew he had to keep Priscilla on side because all he wanted to do was spend more time with Lisa Marie. He was so scared that she was going to take Lisa Marie away from him and he would never see her. So I totally understand why he kept it close. Hi, Kath, did you on Instagram letting you know we're live? Right, let me quickly show you another clip because when it gets to 60 minutes, I'm going to clock off, guys, because we're going to go walk the dogs. So let's another clip. Let's have a look. Which one are we on?
In 1972, Elvis was very hot. His concerts were unbelievable.
Right, I'm doing this first. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, when I finish this, then I'm going to sort you out, make you food and everything. Right. Okay, let's do it.
A little boy trusted in doctors.
Yes.
Ultimately took his life.
Because he also believed that he had a very bad illness. Because he told me he had a very bad illness, and that was covered by drugs.
Have a look.
And maybe the doctors told him he had a very bad illness. I mean, I remember 10 years ago when he died, I spent 3 hours on all networks all over the thing, and I was convinced, mainly because he was convinced, that he had cancer of the colon.
That is true. That is true. Elvis was in a tremendous amount of pain at the end of his life. And his schedule, you just can't imagine. You know, like most rock and rollers go out and do a show, off a week, off 2 days, off at least a day. Elvis was out every single night, 21-day tours, off a week, another 21-day tour. And it was physically wearing him down. And there is talk and proof now that Elvis had some colon cancer and was in a great deal of pain. And he would never slow down, and he would continue to push on. And because he loved to make people happy.
That's right.
I love what you said about the smile on someone's face. It couldn't have been said better. And he loved to do that to the fans. He may not be able to give something physically to him, but he gave himself.
Oh, yes.
And the people, the voice.
Now, I'm going to play that again because it's my kids being noisy, but not just that. There's so many points that are covered there. Yeah, yes. Yeah, go on and put it on. I'm just going to warm my tea up, guys. Right, you do have to be more quiet though. You've been way too noisy. Yeah. I'm nearly finished now, but I want to show these people the last couple of clips. When you have your toast I made you. You like honey toast? It's not there. No, there's no brunch bars there. They've run out. So yeah. So I've already looked. No, don't get out of there. It's dangerous. I've already looked. There's no brunch bars there. There's none there. So let's have a look. So we'll just keep it happy that there's nothing in here either. I told you, have your toast. This toast is nice and sweet. You're going to love it. I'm blagging him. Right. Oh, unless you just want some bread. Do you want some bread? Or you can have an apple. What else have we got in here? We've got, no, there's just apples, right? No, you're going to have your toast. Right, so that last clip, guys. We don't have any sweets. But still, go and ask Talia. She's upstairs. She might give you one. Quick. Yeah, go and ask her. Right. So I think that clip is crucial. I'm going to quickly play it to you before my son comes back. Let's listen to it again because it's so important.
circumstance, and he had a little boy trusting doctors.
Yes.
That ultimately took his life.
But he also believed that he had a very bad illness, because he told me he had a very bad illness, and that was covered by drugs. And maybe the doctors told him he had a very bad illness. I mean, I remember 10 years ago when he died, I spent 3 hours on all networks all over, and I was convinced, mainly because he was convinced, that he had cancer of the colon.
That is true. That is true. Elvis was in a tremendous amount of pain at the end of his life. And his schedule, you just can't imagine. You know, like most rock and rollers go out and do a show, off a week, off 2 days, off at least a day. Elvis was out every single night, 21-day tours, off a week, another 21-day tour. And it was physically wearing him down. And there is talk and proof now that Elvis had some cancer and was in a great deal of pain. And yet he would never slow down, and he would continue to push on, and because he made people happy.
That's right.
I love what you said about the smile on someone's face. It couldn't have been said better. And he loved to do that to the fans. He may not be able to give something physically to him, but he gave himself.
Oh, yes.
And the people,
that voice.
and the
Well, that is very, very well said. I know the Stanley brothers. I know that people are quite passionate about them because they went through different parts of the life where they didn't speak that well of Elvis. That bit, oh, that's good. But that bit I like. Now, the bit that I pick out from that is that they're basically saying, so Suzanne Leigh, okay, you find it. Suzanne Leigh, it's obvious she loved Elvis, I can tell. Suzanne Leigh speaks really well of Elvis. But she says that Elvis told her that he felt that he was very unwell. This is a real eye-opener. This is proof. To me, this is proof. Elvis, from his own mouth, told Suzanne Leigh that he felt there was something very wrong with him. And then they mentioned the colon cancer. And I just think this is, 1966, yeah, when they met. So this is an inside, I think, an inside thing that is going, that Elvis is there going, look, I'm not well, yeah? So I actually want to just play that again quickly. Yeah, Sue, I do as well. And then obviously the ending shows how he was there for his fans. He was overworked and he did everything for his fans. I just want to play it just quickly and try and stop it as I go. I think that yeah, I'm nearly finished now, Tino. So
Least drug takers. I mean.
Right, let me just find.
Circumstance, and he had a little boy trusting doctors.
Yes.
Ultimately took.
So he says he trusted the doctors too much. The doctors would give him prescribed medication for all his different illnesses. Don't forget, Elvis was desperate. He didn't know what was wrong with him. He felt there was something wrong with him. This is why he tells Suzanne Leigh that he feels something wrong with him. But he didn't know, so he trusted the doctors. So whatever the doctors were giving him, that he was taking it, thinking he was doing the right thing.
But he also believed that he had a very bad illness, because he told me he had a very.
So she says, now Suzanne Leigh is sticking up for him every chance she gets. She sticks up for Elvis, and I love that. It says a lot about her, and she knew him. He also believed he had a very bad illness. Really important, guys. This is proof. This is proof.
Bad illness, and that was covered by drugs. And maybe the doctors told him he had a very bad illness.
So there we are. Maybe the doctors told him he had a very bad illness and he needed the drugs to soothe the pain, the discomfort. Don't forget, he was in serious pain because of his constipation. He was blocked. He couldn't go to the toilet. He had a twisted colon. So Elvis was desperate. You imagine not being able to go to the toilet and being in severe pain. Of course, you're going to accept whatever the doctor gives you, whatever pain meds you get given. And if you can't sleep, of course, you're going to take sleeping tablets. If you need more energy to do your shows, which Elvis definitely needed in the 70s because he was doing 3 shows a day, he's going to take uppers to boost his energy. And then after the shows, he needed to be sedated, so he had sedatives so he could relax between shows. I don't see anything wrong in that, and it does not make him a drug addict. Just because he needed pain relief, he's not a drug addict.
And I remember 10 years ago when he died, I spent 3 hours on all networks all over the thing. And I was convinced, mainly because he was convinced, that he had cancer of the colon.
See, so she was convinced that he had cancer of the colon. Now, they might call it something different now, but he definitely had serious problems with his colon. And no one knew about the alpha 1 gene that he'd inherited because his grandparents were first cousin, Gladys's parents. So now there's a lot known about it. Now you have to Google it, the alpha 1 gene, and find out these illnesses that Elvis had inherited because his grandparents were first cousins. So it explains a lot, guys, and it makes you realize that when we're trying to defend Elvis Presley and say he was not a drug addict, we've got good reason. And the Sally Hoddle book, Destined to Die Young, explains it all. So if anyone says to me, no, he was a druggie, you know, because we know that the press like to use the word drugs to make Elvis look bad, I just refer them to the Sally Hoddle book, Destined to Die Young. I say, go and read the book, Destined to Die Young. Go on YouTube and Google his different illnesses that he had. And then bit by bit, you understand he was not a druggie. He was on over 40 tablets a day. Giving up. This poor man needed help.
That's true. That's true. Elvis was in a tremendous amount of pain at the end of his life. And his skin.
So at the end, I'm pretty sure this particular Stanley, Elvis was doing 21 days in a row straight, 3 shows a day. I'm not sure if it was 3 shows every day, but most days, 3 shows a day. You imagine this is a very unwell man who's heavily medicated, who is in a lot of pain, who can't go to the toilet, seriously bad constipation, and is scared for his life. He's scared for his life. He's like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can do this next show. I don't even know if I can stand up. I don't even know if I can walk. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't rest. The insomnia was very extreme. So come on, guys. This is the man. This guy was there with Elvis, was with him right at the end. So this interview to me is proof that Elvis was not a drug addict. He was in a lot of serious pain and discomfort, and he was doing anything to ease his discomfort and his pain.
And it was physically wearing him down. And there is...
There we are. He was physically worn down, and you could see that. It's so clear when you watch the footage of him in the last few concerts. It is so obvious that he is extremely tired and worn out, close to death. He was obviously swollen, and he had inflammation throughout his body. And the medication had taken over at this point because of the pain he was in. So it's very sad, but it's true.
And proof now that Elvis had some colon cancer and was in a great deal of pain, and yet he would never slow down. And
See that? Colon cancer, a great deal of pain, and would never slow down. Elvis would never slow down. He wanted to do the 3 shows a day because he knew that he wanted to keep his fans happy because he loved his fans, but he also wanted to keep his family and friends happy because he had to pay for their homes and their lives. So Elvis really tried his best right to the last second to keep everyone happy. Elvis was a people pleaser. He really was. And he was such a kind man. He's so kind through and through. And these last few seconds of this little interview really show this. But it also shows the pain he was in, the severe pain he was in.
Push on, and because he loved to make people happy.
That's right.
I love what you said about the smile on someone's face. It couldn't have been said better. And he loved to do that to the fans. He may not be able to give something physically to him, but he gave himself.
Oh, yes.
And the
and
people,
that voice.
and the...
Says it all, guys. Says it all. Do you know what? My heart misses a beat. This is so touching. And I stumbled on this by mistake, by accident. So there's a few that I've got now, little clips I want to show you, but I'm going to end it soon. But so we've got, oh, hi, Lynette. Oh, that is so kind of you to say. Thank you. I love the shows as well. I love you guys joining in. Thanks, Lynette. In South Africa. Yay. So thanks, Teresa. It's Sue. It's unheard of. No one does 3 shows a day. Come on. It's more like 1 show a month now. So he was a workaholic. I'll say that. He was a workaholic. So Charlie Hodge said that Dr. Nick told him and Vernon that Elvis had bone cancer. I've seen that interview. It's very possible, isn't it, Sue? Right, I think I'm going to have to go. Yep, Sue, I love how they spoke on those trips. And Colleen, she says, I think she was only a true friend and had Larry and Charlie Hodge were close, but they still had a dog in the fight. She just loved him without anything to gain. Let's have a look. So thanks everyone for joining in on this live stream. Now, I am going to do another phone live in about an hour on the dog walk because my wife is taking Tino to meet her friend for a few hours. So I've got a few hours. So I thought I'll go out with the dogs. And I'm going to do a live while I'm out. I might go to the beach today and just do a live. Yeah, you're going to be with Mum. No, we're walking the dogs as well, Tina. So Coley said, I watched the video about the day Lisa was born and Elvis was over the moon. He said he wanted 20 kids and Priscilla said she wasn't happy. I agree, Coley. I really believe that Elvis, when he married Priscilla, really was going to do his best, try his hardest to be loyal and faithful and be a good dad. I really do. But after the Steve Peck affair, it was over. Game over. Oh, thanks, Sue. It's okay. But you can watch them on the replays. And, yeah, Gene. Hi, Gene. Elvis was the best, wasn't he? So, guys, when I do these phone lives, I love it when you join in. So if you're on, please join in. Please join in. I love it. Nadia, she's a trooper. She gets stuck in there and starts defending Elvis straight away. Guys, I love it. And I do read back the comments, but it does take about 2 days for the comments to come up on my phone with the phone lives. So it takes a couple of days after I do them. I can read the comments and see you lot all sticking up for Elvis and sticking up for me. And then we all come together as a family and we fight the phone lives. We fight the phone lives. Oh, they're hilarious. They're so exhilarating. I love them. I think they're funny as hell. And I don't let the negative comments bother me at all. Okay, guys. We've had a great live. I've had a great morning. I've done a really good phone live. And we've had a great live now. So I'm free really for the day to have a bit of time off. But if I'm walking the dogs, guys, I don't mind doing a phone live because I'm just walking along with the dogs happily. So it doesn't feel like effort to me. So I think we've had quite an interesting show, guys. I think we do. I think we've had a good show. So, yeah, I won't eat till, Nadia, I won't eat till 1:30. So I'll have a tea and a coffee. So I've got a couple more hours before I can eat. My wife's on this diet as well now because of her illness, because she's got an operation next week. God rest her soul. So just God, I send my wife so much love and blessings. I've got so much positive feelings for my wife. Yeah, to get through this operation next week. And I think that that's just touch anything would touch. So my wife is such a beautiful person as well. So anyway, let's have a look. Elvis is the best singer, beautiful voice, entertainer. Yeah, it sure is, Teresa. Thanks, guys. You take care. Brilliant. Thanks everyone who joined in. Sue, Nadia, Patricia, Teresa, Jean, CKC, Lynette. Any new people? Colleen. Gio. Yeah, Gio's on there somewhere. I'm just flicking through all the names. Gio. Yeah, Gio. Nicolette as well. Nicolette is our newest member. Thanks, Nicolette. So anyone watching now that has not subscribed, please subscribe. 78% of you are not subscribed. So it's really important you subscribe. you're very welcome to join in and let us know who you are. Introduce yourself so we can welcome you to our family, because we are a small family here. And you all know I want you to be members. It's only £1 a month. Please become a member. It means everything to me. I'm not trying to grab your money. I just want members on my channel. I really do. It's important to me. It means a lot to me. It shows me that you guys love what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So all the best. Take care.